Good morning everyone, ww2 here. So today I'm going to the Battle of the Bulge area, so Malmedy and that kind of things. We're going to visit some museums, we're going to visit some tanks. It will be an awesome day. I'm also not alone today. I'm going with one of my friends that you might know. So I see you when you're there. Goodbye. I just arrived at the location, so I'm gonna meet up with a special guest and you will also see who it is. So until then. So we just arrived in La Glace at the December 44 museum, and the special guest is here. He arrived. Sheesh. There's a truck driving by, so we gotta wait a little. Yeah. So
B to the fucking rolldozer.
B to the fucking rolldozer. So this is Bulldozer. He also
guys.
makes
Hello guys.
history content. So
On TikTok. Yes.
on TikTok. Sheesh.
And I'm also the driver for today.
Personal
The
driver.
taxi,
Personal
the
driver.
taxi, yeah. We're standing here at the Königstiege. It's my new lawnmower. I bought it at the DIY store.
Damn. How much did you pay for it?
6,000 Rijksmark.
That's a deal, that's a deal.
That's a deal.
So now we're going to go into the museum. I'm going to film some stuff that's laying there, and yeah, I think it's going to be fantastic. But before we go inside, let's take a look at the outside of the museum, but more importantly, the Tiger 2, better known as the Königstiege, standing next to it. The Königstiege has recently been restored, and as you see, they did an amazing job at repainting this tank. It's truly astonishable and so beautiful. And now, let's head inside the museum. There were a lot of interesting items standing in the museum. We looked at it and we found it very interesting. There were a lot of SS stuff, but also some beautiful German style helms. Also, they had a lot of great smokes. They had a lot of different kinds of smoke, .44, .43, so very interesting to see, because most of the time this kind of uniform will not be found in your normal museum. Also, here is a Panzerfaust with the box where it was in, also with a soldier and his information. There were also a motorcycle standing in there, a lot of tank parts, and again some great camouflage pieces. Also, they had a lot of relics. As you see, there's an MG42 standing there, a lot of German helmets. Also American stuff. You see an M1 Garand, a lot of M1 helmets. Also more helmets, and then in the bottom you had another one with a lot of items. Also two STG 44s, which is really rare. And again, so much relics and such a good condition. There were also a lot of personal information about soldiers standing there, so that's also very cool. Also, there was a lot of winter camo and boxes and American stuff. It was a really cool museum, and I would highly advise you to go visit it. Also, something really rare, an armored wheelies. Some other dioramas with German soldiers with a mortar standing before them, and I find it a rather cool looking diorama. So we're just back from the museum. What did you think of it?
It was pretty cool. It's pretty good. There were some reproduction items, of course, that were just like set up in between the originals, which is a shame in one side, but on the other side, it's like also to complete the diorama and the experience. So I get it in some way. Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it. There were some nice items, some nice camouflage related
There were a lot
stuff
of
over there,
camouflage.
and some nice helmets, and also a lot of stuff for sale.
A lot of stuff.
So,
We
yeah.
looked at it, but didn't find anything.
It's certainly worth a visit,
Yes,
even if you just come alone for
for the
seeing the tank. It's certainly worth it.
in real life,
100%.
it's so enormous. Like this guy is
Wait.
like a child.
We're gonna stand on the same level.
It's I don't like this guy is meter 80 or something,
Yeah, I'm 1.80 m.
and this tank is just
It's huge.
so big.
It's so big.
It's above average, I think. We can say that.
Well, what actually is funny about the tank, this barrel used to, because what they did when they left it, they drained all the oil out of the cannon and they fired a round, and therefore the cannon, the barrel, was stuck on recoil and completely dismantled. So the barrel was looking kind of short before when it was standing here. So what they did is they and the head of the barrel, I don't know whether you see it, for the muzzle flash, wasn't on there. So what did they do? They decided to add on a part of a barrel from a 75mm German tank, and actually the muzzle flash thing is one that is for the Panther tank instead of for the Königsstieg.
So unfortunately, I have no storage anymore. So we're going to go to the next location probably now.
Yeah, and it's starting to rain as well, so
Scheiße.
I rather we'll go in the car right now.
Yeah. So I see you guys when we are at the next location. So we're going to say goodbye to the Koningsstiege, and yeah, I see you in the sometime probably. So then we headed to the next museum and said our last goodbye to the beautiful Koningsstiege. But before we even got to the next museum, we stopped at a very cool location called Stravelo. I'm going to explain a little bit more when I showed you the footage of it, what happened here and why this is such a historical place. We were riding, we saw an M3 half-track standing there, so we decided to look at it. Personally, I didn't like the color so much because it looked too clean in my opinion. Also, a lot of parts were missing, but still an amazing piece of World War II armored vehicles. Also at the place of the really known German commander named Piper. So we're going to film a little bit of that because I'm going to show it to you actually. So here you see it's the Tiger tank here, Tiger with the building, and that's that building that's standing over there, and that's the middle part. So here you see middle part building, middle part building. So there the Koningsstiege so would be standing. So very cool. I'm going to make some more videos and I'm going to get right back at you then.
We're currently standing here where the Tiger tank used to stand, and at the other side of the bridge the Americans were waiting with cannons, and when the Germans from Kampfgruppe Piper came down that road, they shot at them with cannons actually, and they managed to kill a few tanks that way.
Also, be sure to watch part 2 because in part 2 we will go visit the Pak 40, a Panther tank and a second museum. So see you then.